Yeah, okay, the film, I mean, it works on many levels. It's an incredibly kind of powerful, inspiring franchise, but and another additional power that it carries is the kind of strength of the female warriors. It must be so great playing characters of that nature. And what with this and the kind of Woman King coming out recently, it must be quite an exciting time because we're seeing some brilliant, sort of very powerful characters on screen recently.
You know what, I'm excited because these are the kind of movies that I would have needed as a young person because it's about representation. And I had that conversation so often with people years ago. Only men had the chance to be strong warriors. And that has changed over the past period because people were open to say, okay, we want to see different types of people. And then it's all what we bring to the table. And I think with the first movie, we proved that there is an interest in positive stories, African stories, positive role models, seeing strong women, and all of that is in the movie.
I know it's one of those things that people speak about at press junkets where they say, oh, what was it like working with this director? And people go, it was great. But genuinely, Ryan Coogler is a genius. How brilliant is it to collaborate with someone like him on a project like this? Because everything he's made so far has been so special. He really is. It does feel like he's got the kind of world at his fingertips.
I think, like when I go to a project, I always start at zero because you can hear a lot and you have to make your own experience. And this is now the second movie that we've done together, and there's a lot of trust. And trust doesn't come from nowhere. It starts with how we start the day, seeing someone, a director, who comes to every person on set and says, good morning. And that means a lot because we are all there, we are all giving us 100%. There are some day players that get greeted by a director who is so talented. That means a lot. And the whole film period was like that. Like there's a lot of respect.
I mean, after the tragic passing of Chadwick, I think there was a sort of period where people weren't sure if there was going to be a sequel, if it was going to go ahead. And then when it was announced, I think obviously, initially a lot of people were quite surprised, but as its time has kind of gone on, we've realised how important it is that this film is made. Do you remember when you first were told that there was going to be a sequel and how pleased you were that the legacy of this character and this franchise was to continue?
I was happy because I was hoping that we get to explore more. Like, a lot happens in the first movie, and we got to be introduced to all these new characters, and I wanted to see more. I wanted to explore more. I wanted to go on a journey with these characters because although I'm in the movie, I'm still interested in all my castmates and what they film and what storyline they follow. So I just wanted to see more, and I was like extremely content when they said, okay, we're going to continue.
Have you been able to see this one yet? And
Not yet.
Not yet.
Tonight.
I mean, because it's going to be, as with any premiere, when you see that film for the first time, it's an incredible experience where you're celebrating the craft and work of everyone involved making it. But I imagine it's going to be quite an emotional experience as well. Are you looking forward to seeing the film tonight? Are you quite sort of prepared for? Because when I watched it, I mean, I cried like a lot. I think a lot of people are.
I can imagine, but let your emotions flow, because I think that is the nice thing about going to the movies. I like telling stories. I love telling African stories. And why should I go in thinking it might be difficult? Because life is sometimes difficult. I think going in, I will be relieved finally seeing it because I haven't seen any footage. I'm not the kind of person who goes in and films and then goes to the screen and says, what did I do? And already watching the trailers was a lot for me because there's a difference whether you are in a scene compared to when you see it and what people feel when they see all of us together. So I'm very calm, very open, and I will see what will happen. I guess I will cry a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned the word relief. I just wondered about when you make a film like this, that's so shrouded in secrecy, there's so much you can't speak about with people. Is there a sense of relief when it's released that you can have the dialogue with fans and friends and family, that you can speak about what you created?
I think we're in November now, and maybe in January, February, that's when I will be able to have like real honest conversations, because there's a lot I don't want to reveal. And not everybody gets to be able to see the movie in the first month or the first 2 months. So I want to give people the time to see it, maybe a couple of times, and then to digest it first. And I think then we can have these honest conversations.
Yeah, it's quite hard preparing questions. I never know what I can and can't say. But thank you so much for your time, so much appreciated. Great, cheers.
Thank you.
Enjoy tonight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice. Hey